People who have ordered a bar safeword drink to get out of a bad situation. What was your date like and how did the staff help? Ordered a Manhattan. Bartender told me I had a call at the phone at the end of the bar. I go over and look around for a phone but can't find one. He then asks me if I need a cab and that I can wait out back for it to arrive. I had no idea what was going on, and after a few exchanges of quizzical looks he explained that a Manhattan is the safe drink. I just wanted a Manhattan. He said I was the first person in years to have ordered one at that bar. I've experienced the bartender hero before. Out with a friend in DC. Guy comes up, stands way too close, introduces himself and shakes my hand way too hard and way too long. I had to actually pull my hand away and he kept the grip. I politely told him I was visiting a friend I hadn't seen in a while and wanted to spend my time with her and turned my back. He kept standing there, trying to talk to me. I again, but more firmly, told him I wasn't interested. He stayed. He orders another drink and the bartender serves him, all the way at the other end of the bar. Actually showed him his drink and said it will be over here and walked it as far away from us as he could. I thought that was brilliant. He got a very good tip from us. Edit. So many of you have asked. The bar was the Dubliner in DC near Capitol Hill. If you haven't been there, go, not just because of the intuitive and smart bartenders but for the Smithwicks and Guinness burgers. With that one exception, I've met a ton of cool people there. I don't know about safe word drinks, but once in my early 20s I went on a date with a guy who I didn't know well but seemed fairly normal. About 2 drinks and he starts dropping some real creep vibes. Says that he loves how young I look. At one point he literally said, "You look barely old enough to have your period, yikes." I make eye contact with the bartender behind me and mouth help. She came right over and asked if I had been in recently because Terry's a scarf and lost and found that might belong to me. I walked with her to an employee room and explained the situation. She waited with me while the bouncer bounced him. Later that same bouncer walked me to my car. I went out on my own one night and was having a few drinks at a local pub. I had just moved to the area so didn't really know anyone. A guy sat down next to me and was chatting. At first his was just casual but he eventually became really tipsy-handsy. Then the guy actually kissed me just out of the blue and I told him I was not okay with it. He said I was leading him on, which was not the case at all. He got angry and stormed off to the washroom. I was feeling really uncomfortable and unsafe. I didn't know my new neighborhood yet. The bartender saw that I was feeling off right away. He didn't even know me but could tell. He asked if I wanted to be shown out the back door and if they could put me in a cab home so that I could go without the guy following me. They even paid, and apologized that I felt unsafe in their bar. I was totally blown away. I would totally go back there and feel completely taken care of. I had a creep corner me in a bar once and tried to stroke my thigh. A dude I've never met before came up and said, "Hey sis, I've been looking all over for you." And he put his arm around me and walked me out. Thank you so much, stranger. Edit. Since I'm seeing a lot of comments about this, it was pretty obvious they were not working together. The nice guy walked over from a group of friends, all college-aged, and the creep was in his 50s. And when I said he walked me out, he just walked me to the door of the bar. Not exactly what you asked for, but dealing with a major creep. I was at a bar alone and it was late and the guy wouldn't leave me alone. The bartender swooped in and said he was my husband and I was there waiting for him to get off work. He grabbed all my stuff and brought it to the other side of the bar and the other bartender got the guy out. They had me wait for a while after he left, then they got me an Uber home to be safe. 3 years later the bartender who pretended to be my husband, is my actual husband. Edit. Thank you for silver. My husband just got home from work and we are laying in bed reading all the comments and loving it. Smile. Glad you all enjoyed our story. Working as a bartender and bouncer for the past couple of years, I usually just try to watch for body language of people that are in the bar. If it looks like someone needs a quick escape, I'll approach and pretend I'm an old friend that hasn't seen them in a while. If they actually don't need help, I can excuse myself by saying they look like a friend. Either that, or I'll try to position myself behind the questionable party and give a thumbs up and cocked eyebrow as a sort of "you good?" Edit. Well, thank you to the people who commented on this comment, and thanks to whoever gave me gold. Really awesome of you all. Semi-related, but I was out at the pub on campus for a show, and had been there previously in the day celebrating our last exam with some friends. Some guy who was sitting at a table next to us and trying to chat us up earlier was still there with his buddies and was drunker and braver, and of course he got me alone when my friend went to the bathroom. He wouldn't stop talking to me and getting in my face and yelling about himself, and when I excused myself to go to the bar, literally was like "okay bye." He followed me to the bar and ordered the same thing as I did and offered to pay, and I said I was good and he did not stop talking. And I must have looked mad as duck because the bartender walked over and went, "Hey, you were here earlier, right? Buddy, give us a second, I need to speak with her about her tab." The guy leaves and the bartender tells me I looked distressed and asked if everything was okay. I told him I was fine, but this guy was in my personal space and not leaving. So he said if he doesn't stop that I should come back and order a whiskey lemon and security would be notified, and he would walk me back to my car if I needed it. We ended up moving tables and I think he got too drunk to stand up and left not too long after that, but I was so relieved to know the bartender was watching out. I'm not one for confrontation and it just feels so much safer to be able to duck out with someone having my back. Till about safe word drinks. I had to use it when on a date off Tinder. We met up and he had already got me a drink, just sat there, shot of something clear, and then said to me that I should do it, then he would take me somewhere better for more fun. I wasn't comfortable, so excused myself to the bathroom and saw a poster that said about "ask for Angela if you're uncomfortable." Went to the bar and asked for Angela, and immediately this guy was playing along saying, "Oh yeah, she's working in kitchen tonight." He got me a taxi and walked me out the back door and into the taxi to make sure I got there without any hassle. Never saw the guy again. I'm going to ask at work tomorrow if we could install a safe word drink policy at the bar. That would be such a great idea. Edit. Wow, rip my inbox. I suggested it to one of the managers and a couple others today and they liked the idea. The next step is getting our general manager to implement it. This is a relatively new thing, but us girls have been doing some form of it for a long time. Back when I was a bartender, I noticed a girl stumble into the pool table. She was crying and clearly very intoxicated. I went over to ask if she was okay, and some guy I hadn't seen her with all night jumps up and says, "I'm her boyfriend, I've got her." No, the duck you do not. We got her to calm down and give us her phone to call her roommate so someone safe could take her home. It sucks that it's necessary, but I'll always love my boss from that bar because he threw the creep out, physically. We saw her again. She didn't have a boyfriend or remember that night. Being a female, I have never heard of the safe word drink, but I have looked at a random girl and been all, "Oh my god, it's been so long, how are you?" and give them a hug when she whispers, "I got you." The bar I go to regularly doesn't have a safe word drink, but we do have a drink called the Lucy Special. If you have men that you notice are trying to buy you a lot of drinks, are sober and make you feel uncomfortable, or if you don't trust who you are around and want to keep your wits about you, the Lucy Special is a glass of ice, soda water and crushed limes. Edit. A lot of people are commenting saying this is a safe word drink. My interpretation of a safe word drink was one in which the drink name was actually a code word to get you out of a situation or to get help emergency services. The purpose of this is to make it seem like you are drinking when you are still sober, but yes, they both keep you safe.